Hi everyone, Sarah here from the Paper Cut. Thursday night, I'm with you again. Let's just check volume and sound. Oh, we have both. So that's always a good night when we have both volume and sound, or volume and picture. So, okay, Thursday night, what do we have coming up? This Saturday is our baby / spring Easter craft along in the Crafters Classroom. I'll be doing an email about that tomorrow morning. And then next week, Thursday, is our interactive baby cards. So, and this month is our birthday month. Yay! So we've been in business for 27 years in February. I don't know the exact date. So I said watch for an announcement on the 27th because we're going to be 27 years old. So watch that day. But I will have like pop-up stuff starting next week. Not sure what yet, but we've been working on some stuff in the back. So yeah, we'll be doing some either a pop-up sale or a pop-up demo or both. You never know. So I'm not real great about planning ahead, so usually it's last minute. So we'll see what I come up with. But anyways, let's go down to the table.
Whoops. Okay, there you go.
Today we're going to work on triple minis. So triple mini window cards, triple mini window dies. But first, let's just show what we have coming up, just in case. So in our craft along this weekend, we are doing a twist and pop. So homework for that is you could color these three guys because you got them in white, and you can assemble them if you want. Then we have a slider, or oops, it got stuck because I pulled it too far out because I didn't cut my thing long enough. A waterfall card, so you could color your images. Now, you did get, in one of your kits, there's this set of images. So if you want spring or Easter instead, because those square images could go on here, and there's 8 of them. So 4 are needed for here, 4 are needed for here. So you could color these instead of the baby images, okay? And then you could just cut them out. Now, whenever I cut out the little squares that Impression Obsession has, because they have quite a few sets, I always leave a little bit of white border around there. Totally up to you, but yes. So you, as homework, you can color 4 images, and you can color those 4. This one, you can color this, or you can just leave it because you may need it for a boy, you may need it for a girl, you may need it for where you don't know. So anyways, that's homework. This is this weekend, Saturday, 11:45 Central. So you make the adjustment for your time zone. But that's this weekend. Next week, we are doing birthday cards, and that's for our birthday. So we are doing different cards that we're cutting. So this is a trifold card, and we're cutting it with the angles, which I did give you a template for. These I think you're going to color. These little guys are all colored. This is a shutter card that we're just using different flip-flappy things on. So this is for our birthday craft along. I have more of these kits. The baby ones are, I was supposed to take them offline today because they did just sell out. But if you are ordering one, we'll make one up for you. And a double shutter card with a little gift card holder, which I thought that was totally fun. So those are for the 16th for our birthday, which is our Fun Time Thursday birthday cards. So even if you didn't sign up for the class, you can watch and learn. Or we still have kits if you want to order them. So let's go back to today. So today we are working with our triple mini windows. So we have them pre-cut, and we also have the die. So let's look at those. I'm going to set them behind me, and I should probably turn this over onto a green because I'm going to have a white card in front of me. Sorry, I should have done this before. And trying to find a clean green mat is a whole nother story. Hang on, we'll find one. Maybe. I have one semi-clean green mat. Okay. So, the card versus the die. So in the die set, you get 2 sizes of dies. Okay. The larger one is the actual window card. The smaller one, you can make a card and then do an overlay with the bigger one. So we're going to do both. Okay, first I'm going to show you how to use the die set, but then I'm also going to show you how to use the die set to make an overlay. It's going to match edge to edge. So that's what we're going to do for our card today. But let's start out with just the die set, because you could use these, you could use just this little one and make a triple mini window card. And you can do it on an A2 card, you can do it down the side, you can do it down the other side, you can do it angled if you want. Either one. So that's how you use these. You're just going to plop that on an A2 card, you know, either one, wherever you want, right down the middle, down the bottom edge, down the top edge, or the little one. So, but let's show you how to work the dies together.
So, Sarah.
Yes.
How did you start the business anyway?
How did we start the business? So the business actually started, I started stamping with dots. Okay, does anybody remember dots? It stands for dozens of terrific stamps, dots. And I actually went to a party, so it's a home party, kind of like Tupperware. And you went to a party and they showed you their products. And actually, when we went to parties back then, I don't even think we made a card. I think they just demoed and then we bought stuff. So yes, I started going to parties, and my husband Ron worked for a printer, my parents, and we would get paper and we would sell it to the DOTS demonstrators.
Oh, God, Sarah.
That was a long time ago.
I remember one time when we gave you said, hey, you got that whole skid of paper out there.
Yeah.
Could I have it?
Yeah.
What are you going to do with it? I'm going to sell it.
Yeah. And I did.
And you did.
And then actually one of the DOTS, the first DOTS demonstrator in our area, Annette, she actually opened up a store. So she was the very first store. And she said, well, can you get white linen or cream linen or glossy? And we're like, well, gee, we don't know. But then we figured it out and we started doing it and we stared selling it out of our garage and then out of our back porch and
set up dining room.
in our dining room, set up a whole thing in our dining room. And then, yeah, so that's how we started. So anyways, first of all, we have an A2 card. I have a piece of pattern paper and I am going to cut it to, I think I'm going to cut it to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Now you can cut it to 4 by 5 1/4. That's a size that I use a lot. But let's just cut it to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Now you can cut it to whatever size you want, you know, as long as it's smaller than the die. I'm going to have a thin border on there. Actually, I might cut it a little bit smaller because that's a pretty thin border. So I like my new little paper trimmer that I found. You never know what you're going to find when you start cleaning. I don't even know where this one came from. So anyways, so now we have a layer on an A2 card. Now, I was thinking about this earlier, and so I'm actually going to try it. Because the card needs to be cut with the smaller one. The overlay needs to be cut with the larger one. So I'm going to try something just because...
I can't necessarily see all these comments, and my computer's acting stupid again today.
Yeah. So my mom can't see all the comments. That's what you can hear her, though.
I can see them on your computer, but I can't answer them on my computer. So...
Okay, so if she doesn't answer you, it's her because her computer's being stupid. I'm going to hold these in place with, and I'll try and, she can read comments to me too. Like if
Yeah.
there's a question, she could read it to me. So anyways, I'm going to hold these in place with removable or washi tape. Removable tape's probably better. Sometimes when you run the washi tape through your die cutter, it rips. But I'm going to just start out with the smaller one because I want to see if I can cut it through both layers. So we're just going to try that just because I'm not sure. I think it does, especially if your die is fairly new, it probably does. But if it's an older, used 100 times die, then it might not. Which my dies, sometimes they are used a ton. Okay, so
Susan Bainbridge started with dots too.
Yep. That's telling us how long ago we started by starting with dots. So that was approximately back in 1995. So it did cut through both layers. Because our son was born in 1996. So.
Your last son.
Okay.
Your last son was born in 1996.
My last son was born in 1995.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said your son.
I did say he was born in 1996. He was born in 1995.
Yeah, okay.
But then in February of 1996 is when we officially started the business.
Okay.
That's what I meant to say.
Okay.
So anyways, if your dies are nice and sharp, and I have two 80-pound cardstocks, the die will cut through both of them. Now, so I was able to cut through both and have edge to edge. However, if I want, and I used the small one. Okay?
What happened next after you were selling pay for 2 dots demonstrators? What?
Then, after I was selling to the dots demonstrators, then the gal opened her store. That's Annette. And we started selling to her. Shortly after that, I quit my job. And Ron and I both ran it. And I actually started calling stores and saying I was making a delivery to their area, which I really wasn't, asking them if they
Oh my God.
needed any paper. And we started selling to stores, and then it just all took off from then. And then we started doing shows and blah, blah. So anyways, now if I'm going to use the larger die, because I want to cut this a little bit bigger, so I have a border around the edge, but also around my windows, I'm just going to center that die right over the top of my original holes. So I used to not do this way, but this seemed much easier. And then you get kind of these little tchotchke things that you could use on the inside. So yeah, you can cut out both of them with the small die and then use the bigger one over the top. And see how you have a nice little border around that? So yeah, that's using both dies. The little die for the card, the big die for the overlay, and then you have a border all the way around. So if I wanted to take, and I would probably put a white layering swatch on the inside, and then I would put my little images in here. Okay, now let's go on to, and I will decorate this one. I wasn't planning on it, but I really like it. So let's go on to our card. So say you have, the cards are ready and you want to make an overlay, you can use just the big one to make an overlay. You could use the little one and make like an underlay. So if you used the little one on a piece of cardstock, you could cut that to make it on the inside. So our card is white, but you can use the little one to cut something that fits underneath. If I want to use the big one, it's going to fit edge to edge. So I'm going to take this one, this printed paper. Oh, the printed paper that I'm using is from Rubbernecker. I did mention that somebody else had a birthday this month. So Rubbernecker also has a birthday this month. and they are having fun stuff go on all month long. And I'll get to one of those fun things in just a little bit. Let me continue on. So here, let me cut this to...
So I'm going to link up.
Yep, you can link right to Rubbernecker.
Oh, okay, I will do that. I'm going to link to your triple mini.
Oh, yeah,
page.
link to the triple mini. So I'm going to cut this to... This one I did 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. That gives me a very small border, but my printed paper is mostly white and it's going on the front of a white card, so I'm not going to see that much of it anyways. Anyways, I want to make this line up and have holes in it too.
Oh, there we go.
So it's really hard to just guess where that goes. So what you can do is you can take your die and you can kind of line your die up with the holes of your card, and you can kind of feel it kind of pop into place. Okay. And hold that down and see how your dies show up there, and you can see that your cutting lines are pretty much right there where you set your die. I'm going to take my printed paper. Now this is probably more work, so you could, and this is if you have cards that are pre-cut. If you don't have cards that are pre-cut, you can just take your die with a card and a layer like we did at first. But if you already have cards that are pre-cut and you just want to cut a piece of paper to go over the top, that's what you can do now. That's what I'm doing. Okay, so I am going to take a pencil. And I'm just going to draw the inside of the die. And now I'm going to take my die, and I've got my pencil lines there, and I'm just going to lay it over the top, hold it down with, now I know I am a go for it kind of gal, but some of this stuff I do like to use removable tape to hold it in place while I'm running it through my die cut machine. So, and yes, usually I am a go for it, but some things you're just better off. So I'm going to hold my die in place, and I positioned that based on my pencil marks. Like I said, if you didn't have the die and you just wanted to use a scored card, you could just plunk the die on it, you know, hold your pattern paper in place, and then cut both at the same time. Okay, I'm turning around and cutting really quick. I do tend to use like washi tape and removable tape to hold my stuff in place. Okay, and now I have an overlay that matches.
Oops, that didn't work. Okay.
So now I have an overlay. This one goes all the way edge to edge, but you can see when you used both dies, the little one on the card, the big one on the overlay, and you get the border around the inside. When you use just the big one, because the big one is the one that matches our card, it goes edge to edge. So let's go ahead and make a card with this one. All right. So I am going to, this is a little white for me, so I am going to brush blend. You guys knew that I couldn't go very long without brush blending, right?
Yeah, sure.
Because that's just what I tend to do. Let's see if we can find some, a clean brush. And I'm just going to brush blend a little bit because I don't want to cover up all the balloons because they're kind of pretty. Okay, so we're going to attach that over the top. My tape gun is a little bit too big, so I should probably get my narrow one out. My tape gun's being a little wonky. I don't know why. But the narrow one works better for these side areas right here and in between your windows if you want to attach it really well. So yes, on the 27th is the day that you will want to, I'll probably send an email, but sign on to social media first thing when you get up in the morning. If you do that while you have your coffee, and there will be an announcement waiting for you. Could be in the form of a coupon code, wink wink. Okay, so now we have our window card. Now Rubberneck, remember I said it was their birthday? So this week, if you order $50 before shipping, you get this stamp set for free. So, and it's through the 14th. There's no coupon code needed. But so at rubbernecker.com, if you order $50 before shipping, you get this stamp set for free. So it's a special birthday stamp set that they did just for the month. I think you can get it after, it's just you have to pay full price for it. So, and why would you want to do that? You would probably just want to get it for free. Okay, so I did take and I did color up some of those images that were on there, and I'm not sure which ones I'm going to use yet. And I'm not even sure if I'm going to use that blue back there. I kind of maybe want a different color. Hang on a second. Nope. I think I want something different. Hang on a second. Gotta see if I can find some yellow in here. In my pile of cardstock, let's see, that's sitting right next to me. I do have some yellow in there. And look at those stand out on there pretty well. So, okay, let me cut some yellow. I thought I was going to use blue, but I don't like it. All right, so now I'm going to cut this to 5 3/8. So next week, after I have my Crafters Classroom, we will be announcing next week Tuesday is when our next set of classes will come out. And it will be my next month Crafters Classroom. And it will also be my next Fun Time Thursday, which I'm working on, but I haven't finalized yet. So if anybody has a suggestion or an idea, let me know. I just want to make sure that it's centered in the window, so I kind of pulled it out the side just to kind of see. And yeah, that's pretty centered. Okay. I was going to use purple. I had purple out here all day. Not all day, but this afternoon when I started working on stuff. And now I totally did not go with the purple. So I have my little guys there. So let's get them mounted up.
So Rubbernecker is having a birthday.
Yep, they're having a birthday too. They're 30 years old. They're even
goodness.
older than we are, yeah. So I never imagined in a bazillion years that this would be the, that we would be retiring from this business. I thought it was more of like a hobby type business, but nope. Here we are, 27 years later. So yeah. And we couldn't have done it without all you.
That is for
and
sure.
made it through the last couple of years without all of you joining me on Thursday nights and on crazy weekends and for virtual classes and all of that.
Well, 3 years ago, we never would have thought we were going to be where we are today, right?
Right. Yeah, we thought we'd still be traveling, but here we are. And I do prefer this lifestyle much better than the oops, I'm not even going to put that one in the center. I do prefer this lifestyle better than the traveling and living out of a suitcase. I get to be home with the grandbaby.
Yeah, life goes on crazily.
So yeah. So thank you for supporting us through all this time. Even if you just started joining us recently, since the pandemic. Yeah, we sure couldn't do it without all of you. I don't know why I'm doing that. Nobody's going to see that little tiny slit, so I'm going to stop.
Not retiring soon, I hope.
Nope. All right. So there, we have some little images in there. I did pull out like this. I had sitting. I've been going through stuff, and I had this just sitting around, so I grabbed that. So let's put that on there.
But we'll miss you guys at the shows.
I know you'll miss us at the shows. I do. I know, and I'll miss seeing you too. So, I mean, that's probably the only thing, but I don't miss the setup, the takedown, the sleeping in hotels, the carrying my suitcase in and out of hotels,
Oh my God.
the driving a bazillion hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I miss the people.
Yeah, Marion, you're right. Those vendors sure do a nice job of supporting each other, don't they? Oh,
Okay, so off of this sheet, I did die cut a few. I die cut all of them because I wasn't sure which one I was going to use. I think I'm going to use this one because I like that little. I like that little curved happy. So let me see if I can. So I was going to use a different set from Rubbernecker, but it doesn't come out until like next week. And so then I saw their email come through where they were giving this set away. And so I'm like, oh, perfect. Because I don't want to use a set that's not even out yet.
okay. So, Sarah,
Okay.
I hope you never leave Appleton.
Well, I
I do
was
too.
born here in long time ago. Okay, 1966. I was born here, and I've been here ever since. So, not leaving.
Yeah, we're kind of at-home gals, aren't we?
Yeah.
I
So-
think I'm from Appleton too, although I was born in Chicago.
Oh.
But I think I'm from Appleton.
There you go.
I've been here since 1950.
Yeah, that's a pretty long time.
Yeah.
So our triple and the triple mini also has a circle too. I didn't do anything with the circle one tonight, but there is also the same mini circle and the circle. So the larger circle is the one that matches our triple circle mini window card. And I think I'm going to pop that up one more time, of course. So next week, yes, we have our Fun Time Thursday. I have a request for doing embossing folders, so I'll be doing that coming up soon. That's from Nancy. But next week is Fun Time Thursday birthday cards, so I'll do embossing folders coming up after that, and then we'll see what else. We had a request for scallop frames, so that might be my next Fun Time Thursday for March, is scallop frame cards with our scallop frame dies, which the scallop frame dies are like these. We have the square and the circle and a rectangle. So that might be my next Fun Time Thursday. Anyways, so let's see. There is our triple mini window card with an overlay over the top of it. This one I need to make into a card. This is using our triple mini window die.
Marion, I was actually born at South Suburban Hospital in Oak Park, Illinois.
Oh. Did it take you a minute to remember that?
Yeah, I can never remember whether it's South Suburban or North Suburban. I think it's South Suburban Hospital. I
So-
could go in the other room and find all that stuff because I bet all that paperwork is probably in that hiding spot.
Well, we're not going to find it right now.
No.
Maybe she'll find it for you next time. But hang on a second. Let's tape this one on here because that will make me keep these together and make a card. Boy, my tape gun's getting a little bit persnickety. Sometimes when they get down low in tape, they get a little bit harder to pull. I'm not sure why. But so yes, this blue one we made with both dies. The other one we made was a pre-cut card, and then we used one of the dies to make the overlay. So there we go.
All right.
Thank you for joining me tonight, guys, and we will see you next week for fun time. Well, we'll see you on Saturday, some of you, and then we'll see for our baby card or spring Easter cards, and then we'll see you next week Thursday for our fun time Thursday. Bye, guys. Have a great night.
Bye.